Tonight we celebrate newly crowned Teen Universe South Africa winner 2026 Mathabo Matlou. Having scaled up the ladder from small beginnings, crowned last week, she also the founder of the newly launched foundation called VIC GIRL, a girl-led non-profit organization where she believes in the notion to be vibrant, to be intelligent and confident. And this is a message that she spreads to young girls and young women. A girl with big dreams and aspirations, including being known as the world's greatest, Mathabo Matlou is a vibrant, intelligent and confident 19-year-old from Johannesburg. She's been competing in pageants since the age of 8 and she's earned over 15 titles. Now, these achievements have led to her being scouted by various organizations to represent South Africa on the international stages. In 2023, she was scouted to represent South Africa at the International Girl Competition in Florida in the United States, where she won and brought home the title of International Girl Teen Miss 2023. Winning this title opened so many doors for her, including an invitation to participate in and represent South Africa at the New York Fashion Week. Well, she joins us now with a coach, brand expert, Merv Mavi. A very good evening to you too. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
All hail the Queen.
Hello. Oh, yes.
Now, Mathabo, you were crowned last week as Teen Universe South Africa 2026, but tonight we celebrate more than just a crown. I mean, when you look back at the little girl that entered the first pageant at 8,
yes,
what promise that you made to her that you feel you've already fulfilled to that 8-year-old girl?
I grew up in a predominantly white school, so I was the only black girl in the grade since grade 5.
Okay.
And so I never got the opportunity to really understand what black girl magic is and what black beauty really is. So for that 8-year-old girl, we got into pageants and modeling to really understand ourselves and to appreciate who the black girl is. And that was actually through my parents. And today, that girl has grown and she can stand up on a stage. She can be crowned as the new Teen Universe South Africa. So for 8-year-old me, it's such a full circle moment, because when I started modeling, I wouldn't have ever thought that I'd be able to shine the black girl magic that's always been within me. I just never really connected to it from a young age.
Right.
Yeah.
What is it about this black girl magic, I mean, that wowed the judges?
Right. I definitely think that through preparation, it's really important to just stand out and to believe in yourself, you know. And you have other girls that also believe in themselves, and you just really need to understand who you are and what uniqueness you have. Once you can understand who you are, your uniqueness and your differences can be celebrated. So I think being able to represent myself and to communicate my differences was something that the judges were really able to connect with.
Absolutely. You know, when we look at Miss Teen Universe, we see the walk, we see the crown, we see the smiles, we see the waves, but there's other things that we don't see. What is it that we don't see? I would imagine the nerves and the behind the scenes, that the sweat and everything else.
Really preparing for Teen Universe South Africa, I thought that I had limits to my capabilities. And so getting into preparations, I never really understood that I can do more, I can be more, and I can show up more. And that's something that my coach right here really taught me. And so it's really about self-development. And as I've already said, it's also about understanding who you are. It's about gaining more confidence. It's about shining your light and being vibrant and being intelligent enough to understand that it's not just about showcasing on stage, but also being yourself, understanding who you are, and developing through the journey.
Right. Merv, let me also bring you into this conversation. You know, you're not just coaching a beauty queen, but you're coaching a brand and a future leader.
Absolutely.
When you encountered her, when you first worked with her, what is it about her that you saw that made you, jump the bandwagon and started working with her? And what is it that you saw in her that others might have missed?
It's so funny because we've only been working together for about 9 months, and she walked into my studio this year for a consultation, and I just thought, my goodness, this girl is absolutely gorgeous. And the color of her skin, the tone, her beauty is just something else, very classic. So really aesthetically, she took over the moment for me. But what was really interesting to me about her was her intelligence, and not just her brain intelligence, but her intelligence from the inside. She's got a very intelligent heart, and I think that is really what stood out to me. And I thought, my gosh, I really have a diamond here, and I can't just, wait to sort of take the diamond through through the rough, you know, and brush it off, and then really just let the diamond just sit beautifully so that it can be captured and loved by so many.
Right, right. You know, just off camera, we were discussing some of her preparations that she had to go through, including mental preparation. So when you say that she came to you for a consultation, what kind of consultation did she consult on? How to behave yourself, how to, you know, carry yourself as a queen, or the certain things that we don't know of?
Yeah, so I always say I'm not a pageant coach. I'm a self-development and performance coach. Okay. So that's different from somebody that just prepares you for a certain pageant.
Yeah.
I think they came in thinking, oh, we're going to get a pageant coach, he's going to help us get this pageant. But what she learned in our virtual sessions and our in-person sessions, she learned that we really are working from a self-development standpoint. Who are you? What do you like? Where do you want to go? Where do you come from? You know, what message do you want to bring out there? What is your promise to the world? What's your promise to yourself? So once you understand those things, you understand what do you like about yourself, what do you dislike about yourself, what do you want to change about yourself, right? And what you cannot change. Once you understand those fundamental things, you are able to project yourself into the world and to really step into your why and make a difference. It's not about the glitz and glam and the fuffiness and whatever. It's really more about what step are you taking out there. And that's why she graduated. Her winning this title and making it this far, that's her graduation, you know, through the program.
You know, when you say, when you speak of, you know, what to change about yourself, what not to change about yourself, just how intentional were you in building her as a purpose-driven brand? Not just, you know, a popular face or a pretty face, as it were.
Yeah. Look, it wasn't easy. I think it wasn't easy for her, and it wasn't easy for me.
I would imagine.
I really don't take for granted the time that I have with these young women. I always say the women that I work with from age 8 all the way to 45, they bring balance to my life. They really do, because I am able to learn, you know, people skills. I'm able to learn what women go through, what they every day goes through. So I think for her, it was difficult because we went through a lot of different phases where I really challenged her physically. I challenged her mentally. Critical thinking skills is a huge thing. That's where question and answer comes from. That's where winning the interview comes from, which is something that she did win last week as well, best interview. So it's really a comprehensive, holistic approach to coaching. It's not just about go for the crown. It's about how do I get there? What do I want? What impact am I making? And what do I take from it?
And I suppose impact is the bedrock of every beauty queen, because it's not about winning the crown. It's not about, you know, conquering the global stages. It's about the impact that you make to the people on the ground. Whenever people see you, how are you building that particular person? Hence, we call it a beauty with a purpose. So, Mathabo, at what age did you stop asking for permission to be big, to dream big, and to conquer the global stages?
I have always had the support of my parents since I was 8. I started modeling because of my dad. He encouraged my mom to find a school. And so I'd say from the beginning, just him also trying to encourage me and my mother to step into this kind of space. It's been since the beginning where they've really said that you can dream and you can achieve those dreams. No dream is too big. And there's something that I actually want to share, is that we always say that the sky is the limit. But the sky is really, the limit is beyond the sky, you know, and that's something that people really need to understand. So I've had the opportunity and the privilege to have parents that help me and encourage me to continue to dream and to believe that no dream is too small. And so with each competition, with each pageant, it hasn't really been about you're going to get the crown and all of that. It's really been about what can you do and what difference can you make to show people that too.
And I suppose, you know, winning this title has got so many moving parts. I mean, it's the preparation, the mental preparation, the physical preparation, the diet, you know, the kind of support. And
diet.
Yeah, the diet. Right. And speaking of mental support, what did this title cost you emotionally, spiritually, and mentally?
In the beginning, you get excited to enter a new pageant, of course, but with time you get introduced to new finalists, and some self-doubt does get into your head. So mentally I had to really stand up for myself and understand that I'm doing this not because of other people, but rather for community, for my tribe, for my people. And it's not just about beauty standards, it's not just about what I look like, but rather what I can do and what difference I can make. And so mentally, as I had already mentioned, that I thought I had limits, and I thought that was there were only certain things that I was able to do. But with our sessions, you know, he would really pull me and say that you can achieve more, you can do more, and we're not done. I remember there was some sessions where I think we would be done in the next 10 minutes, and he'd tell me to restart a routine or to restart a speech or things like that. So really understanding that you can really pull through and give more to whatever you want in life. And that's something that I learned with this process. You know, we've been working together for 9 months, and in this 9 months I've kind of transitioned into the mentality of there's more that you can do. Just have the understanding of that. Yeah.
You know, Mathabo, when you won International Girl Teen Miss, was it 2023, right?
2023.
Yeah, that didn't just open doors. I mean, it changed your trajectory. So how important was it, that moment, to redefine how the world sees you?
I really just wanted to make people understand that you can really make it outside of the borders of your country. And that's something that I really understood, because once you're going internationally, you're not going for yourself. You're representing your people, you're representing the people that have raised you and where you come from. And so in 2023, when that kind of opportunity came and winning that competition, it was just like, wow, I can really do this. I had won in Florida, USA, and it was like, you know, I don't have to limit myself to the borders of my country. I can make a name for myself outside of my country, and that's something that many people should really understand when they dream big and when they choose to do something.
Absolutely. Now, Merv, just a quick question. What's the biggest mistake that young talents make once they're in the spotlight, and how did you help her avoid that mistake?
I think, you know, my dad used to say this to me. He used to say, make sure that your head doesn't become bigger than your body. And I think that's really the biggest mistake that young people make. They think, I've arrived. You've never arrived. You're still on a journey. You know, life is not, it's not a destination, it's a journey. And every little thing, every milestone, look at it, appreciate it, breathe it in, but know that there's better. And I think that's something that I've really kept, you know, Mathabo grounded.
We're out of time, unfortunately, but great talking to you too. Thank you so much for joining us, Merv, and Miss Teen Universe. So what's next? Miss South Africa, perhaps?
Oh, give me yours and I'll be there.
All right, great stuff. All the best, eh?
Thank you.
All right, from a young girl entering pageants at the age of 8 to standing proudly as Miss Teen Universe South Africa 2026, Mathabo Matlou represents what is possible when talent meets purpose, guided by the strategic vision of brand expert and coach Merv Mavi.